Some very strange things appear in news media about real estate, most often because the people writing the articles know little or nothing about the subject. One of the reasons it's important to know the subject on which you're writing is that you might then be in a position to realise that the press release material you're recycling is full of nonsense. Today I'm going to discuss a recent example published by news.com.au, the network which is the nation's largest media organisation. One of the problems was that, like so many media articles these days, it was written by a journalist barely out of school with no knowledge of the subject. And secondly, like pretty much everything published about residential real estate these days, was a rewrite of a press release by a company trying to promote itself. Now, as someone who started working life as a journalist back in the day when journalism actually happened, it's startling to speak to a teenager or 20-something working for a major media outlet who believes that journalism today consists of recycling the contents of press releases. Now, this particular article was about a report which set out to discredit the notion that buying attached dwellings makes any kind of sense. And I should emphasise that at its hot spotting, we believe that investing in units and townhouses can be a very good investment in the current climate. The article started with this statement: a new report has flipped the script on one of real estate's biggest assumptions, that units are a smart, affordable choice for investors. Flip the script? Seriously? The opposite is true. The long-established paradigm of real estate is that units are not smart choices for investors because houses always outperform units on capital growth. The report did not flip the script. It perpetuated one of real estate's oldest cliches. Sorry, it wasn't a report. It was rather grandly described by the authors as a white paper, which of course is so much more credible than a mere report. The article's headline claimed that the white paper answered the units versus houses questions, but it didn't. It simply repeated all the old cliches about houses being better. And the evidence presented, well, the historical record of houses versus units on capital growth. Like so much that's presented as wisdom on real estate investment, the so-called white paper made the kindergarten error of believing that nothing ever changes in real estate, that what worked in the past will work in the future. The truth is that change is constantly occurring in real estate, and the biggest change of all is that attached dwellings, units, townhouses, apartments are challenging houses for the hearts and minds of real estate consumers. The market share of attached dwellings is rising in markets across Australia, and as a consequence, attached dwellings are outperforming detached houses on capital growth in many locations. All the recent price data confirms it. Now, another farcical point in the white paper was that units underachieved because of oversupply. And again, yes, in the past there have been notable examples of that. But in the here and now, and for the foreseeable future, the opposite problem exists. There is a serious shortage of all kinds of dwellings, including apartments. Even in the nation's most notorious boom-bust unit market historically, because of regular periods of oversupply historically, which is the Gold Coast, there is now a serious shortage of new supply, which has been in place for several years. The historic benchmarks no longer apply. Change has occurred. The last time the Gold Coast had a serious oversupply of units, the journalist who wrote this twaddle was in primary school. Overall, this report on news.com.au is a candidate for our annual prize for the worst real estate article of the year. If you're considering buying an attached dwelling, whether as a home buyer or as an investor, don't let this media misinformation deter you, because the only viable use of this white paper is as toilet paper.